Welcome back, everyone. Tonight, News 4 tackling a problem that's out of control here in South Florida. We call it the Handicap Hustle.
Hundreds of people abusing handicap spots at the expense of those who really need them. And
News 4 reporter John Dutzman begins his special investigation tonight. John, what'd you learn?
I'll tell you what, I think this is the most abused law in the entire state of Florida. It's just simply unbelievable what you're going to see here. We found this was a huge problem all over, but it's really bad on Hollywood Beach, especially in the winter, when the French Canadians get here and start clogging up spots. Well, we nabbed them and lots of other handicap hustlers, too. Why were you using your mom's permit, man?
Because I just did. I don't know why.
Handicap parking is out of control.
The locals are getting busted.
I'm arresting you for unlawful use of a handicap taglet.
Hello, sir. Hello. You speak English?
But it's not just the locals. What about these Canadians who stroll on the beach, walk quickly down Hollywood's Broadwalk, and even dance? We call it the Handicap Hustle. Why? Well, believe it or not, these people have handicap parking permits. And a startling number of people from Quebec use handicap permits to park here at Hollywood Beach. The permits allow them to park for free all day at meters and, more importantly, take up spots intended for people who can barely walk. Like this Broward man who has an artificial knee. He wants to park, but all of the handicap spaces are taken.
Sometimes I wait here for an hour and I don't get a spot.
Many of the cars in the spots are from Quebec.
How does that make you feel? You see all these Quebec...
Lousy. Yes.
Why?
Because we can't do what we want. We respect those signs.
We saw signs that something was way out of whack. The 2 days we checked, half the cars from Quebec had handicap permits. Is it possible that all these permits are really being used by people who need them? Hardly. News 4 went to work for you. We followed people like this man who parked in a handicapped spot. Followed him for a half mile as he walked at a fast pace. We asked sensitive questions no one has dared ask Canadian tourists before.
Are you handicapped?
Yes.
You're handicapped?
Yeah.
You've walked about half a mile already.
I know. My back is all finished. I'm trying to because I'm very sick.
Says he has a bad back. He's very sick. He might feel sicker when he finds out News 4 contacted authorities in Quebec, and they tell us the handicap permit on his car comes back registered to a woman. Now, let's say maybe he does have a problem walking. You could never tell by looking at him walk here. But right after our interview, it appeared he began to limp. Once again, look closely. Before our interview, he appears to walk fine. After the interview, the limp. This woman is dancing up a storm, taking part in a 1-hour dance exercise class on the beach. Now, maybe she was seriously injured at one time and needed a permit. We thought it was odd that her car was from Quebec, that she had a Florida handicap permit, and parked in a handicapped spot, but she was dancing in her sandals.
Le docteur m'a dit de faire des exercices.
The doctor told her to make some exercise.
We noticed nothing wrong when she exercised, but she too began limping right after our interview.
You know you're not supposed to be parked in here. No.
I don't know.
This man who drove this van flat out admitted to us he was using his wife's handicap permit and that his wife was not with him. We told him in Florida that's now a criminal offense, that he's misusing the permit. After our News 4 investigation, it will only be a matter of time before cops nail people like him.
He could throw you in jail for that.
Yes?
Yeah, new law.
Oh. Okay.
You don't like the jail idea, right?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
See you later.
This man did not want us to take too close a look at these handicapped identification papers.
Okay, see it?
Hey, pas dans mes mains pour rien. Ça monte, là.
Can I just see it, though?
We wondered what the tug of war was all about.
Story on handicap parking. Is that a legal parking thing you
I
have?
got my car and I got a handicap my leg.
Oh, he may have a bad leg, but his permit and the paper ID that goes with it are registered to a woman. Registered to a woman, just like the man we told you about earlier.
The beach.
These people say they were going to pick up a handicapped person on the beach, so we followed them.
Where are they on the beach? Down there?
We never saw the handicapped person, and according to records in Quebec, they were using a lost or stolen Quebec permit on a Florida car.
On some days, we have counted as high as 50% of 200 spaces being occupied with Canadian handicap placards. And I can't believe that there are that many handicapped people in Canada.
What's being done about this?
Curse at me, and I'll arrest you.
Next in this investigation, you'll see how News 4 is working with the city to help catch the handicap hustlers. And remember the dancing woman? Later on, meet the doctor who gave her permit. He's as shocked as you are.
She dancing with no back shoes? She should be falling.
She should be falling, huh? Unbelievable. But I tell you what, this problem does have some solutions. Tomorrow night at 11, we take the cops and go after the people who are flat out misusing these permits. And believe me, it's not just Canadians, it's not just Hollywood, it's all over the place. Those people, the men using women's, and if you're using your moms or your dads or grandpas, you could go in the slammer for that now in Florida. And some people are going to find that out the hard way.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it is amazing to see how many people are moving in and taking the spots of people who legitimately need those spaces.
About 5% of the people really needed those spots.
So many abuses.
Thanks,
John, thanks.